Good evening and welcome to the Kindergarten Information Night 2021. My name is Timothy Kasich, and I am the very proud principal of Mount Daniel Elementary School. I'm coming to you live from my office here at Mount Daniel, and normally we would be gathered in the gym. However, for obvious reasons, we're not able to do that yet. We hope to soon be together and be able to welcome all our families and students. But tonight we're live streaming our presentation, and we ask that you bear with us through any technical difficulties. There might be one or two. In order to account for any delays, I just want to let everybody know that we may be pausing briefly between speakers. So stay with us, and thank you for making the time to be part of tonight's presentation. There's a few people I'd like to introduce before I get started. First, Assistant Principal Jeremy Ferrara.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Ferrara, and I am the assistant principal at Mount Daniel. I've been here for about 5 years, and I am so excited for next year and to meet all of your children and see their smiling faces every day.
Next, I'd like to introduce Carrie Cheka. She is our primary years program coordinator, and she'll be talking a little bit about that in a little while.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carrie Cheka, and I'm excited to be here tonight with you.
Somebody you're going to get to know really well over the next few weeks and over the next few years, Nora Pishner, the principal secretary and student registrar.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Nora Pishner, and I'm very excited to get to know all of you in the upcoming weeks. Welcome to Mount Daniel.
And next we have Karen Schools, who has the perfect last name for her job, and she is our health room attendant.
Hi, I am Karen Schools, and I look forward to meeting you and your children next year at Mount Daniel.
We'll be introducing the rest of the team later on in the presentation. I just want to give you a little bit of background and chat for a little bit to kind of talk about what you can expect for next year and for the years to come. So Mount Daniel, as you know, is part of the Falls Church City Public School System, and we are one of the 2 elementary schools. We're the primary elementary school. We serve children in grades kindergarten through 2nd grade, and we love our job. In addition to being a member of the FCCPS school division as an employee, I'm actually also a community member and a parent. I have a daughter who's going to be starting her junior year of high school in the fall, and a son who's going to be starting 4th grade. I can't believe it. So both of my children actually attended Mount Daniel, and thanks to the wonderful folks that you see in front of you, they had terrific experiences. Tonight, our goal is to provide some very high-level information regarding kindergarten and what to expect for your child for the upcoming school year. And we want to give you the opportunity to hear a little bit from our staff who are going to be working with you over the next year and actually for the next several years. For some of you, this might be your first time that you have a child in school. For others, you might be seasoned veterans. But I want everyone to do something with me. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. Now let it out nice and slow. We are in this together, and I promise you, we will take care of your children. I want to be clear that as we start this journey, we're going to be able to answer all of your questions in good time. I know that there are a lot of questions out there. Right now, our amazing team of educators has been really hard at work all year planning for the return of children for in-person learning that we're actually planning for on April 6th, the Tuesday after spring break. And believe it or not, we're actually starting to get into the weeds to plan for the upcoming school year as well. So there's a lot happening right now. I think it goes without saying that this year has presented many challenges to us, not only as a school, but to as an entire community. Our teachers, our staff, and our parents have responded with such creative solutions and have worked hard to maintain a high level of engagement throughout the past year. I'm incredibly proud of this entire community, as this global pandemic has caused us to truly rethink the way we educate our students. We've utilized technology to engage our students, and we've been able to create virtual classroom experiences that have not only been fun and meaningful for our students, but have really helped our children grow in ways that we weren't sure would happen. But with all that being said, we are very much looking forward to getting back to normal. We're really anxious to get to know you and your children. And we recognize that one of the great joys of kindergarten are all the amazing friendships and bonds that are built between our children at such a young age. Our teachers and staff take great care at the beginning of the year and a lot of time building a really strong classroom community and establishing a loving environment that is conducive to learning and growing. So a few weeks ago, we asked our families if they could submit questions electronically regarding our program, and a few common themes emerged. The first kind of theme that popped up was, what will school look like next year? The second theme is, what can I do to make sure my child is ready to begin kindergarten? And the third theme, what safety measures have been put in place to protect my child from COVID? So let's start with what next year can look at. First of all, I'm really excited and happy to say that we are planning for a full return of students in the fall, 5 days a week with a pre-COVID-like schedule, meaning Monday through Friday with early releases on Wednesdays. We are currently presuming as well that we may have a virtual option for families who might not be able to attend in person. Our teachers have learned how to adapt to our new reality of mitigation strategies and work with our students to provide academic as well as social and emotional support. We've learned that our children are very good at adapting to new situations. Each classroom is staffed with one teacher and one paraeducator. Additional resource staff may be present in certain classrooms based on the needs of that classroom. For example, we might have some special education teachers or paraeducators supporting some students, or we might have some ESOL teachers supporting some students as well. We will be serving lunch at school next year, and we're planning for children to eat in the cafeteria following strict social distance guidelines. We'll also have access to eating outside when weather permits and the teacher decides it might be a nice day for a picnic. Our teachers are providing time for children to have snacks, but we do ask that we don't bring food in to share. For example, birthday treats. Celebrations are very important, but right now we're not bringing in food to share. Each day, your children will have one encore class. And by those classes, I mean physical education, music, Spanish, art, STEAM, technology, library, and enrichment. Every day they'll have one of those classes along with their core contents and recess, lunch, and other things that they're scheduled for throughout the day. We're very fortunate to have 2 full-time counselors that are available to work with our students, whether it be in full group settings or small group settings, and sometimes in individuals, with individuals who might require some extra support. All you have to do is reach out at any time. They're incredibly responsive and will do whatever they can to support you and your child. Additionally, we have a very robust student support team that does also consist of our counselors, a school psychologist, a school social worker, and those folks continually work with our families and our children to help meet other specific needs. One of the questions or concerns that came up was, will we be able to maintain a low number of students per class? And we do have a school board recommendation of 22 students per class, and we are highly, highly confident that we're going to be able to maintain that low ratio. Now for an important piece. Every class gets recess each day. We schedule recess very tightly, and we minimize the number of students who are assigned to specific areas of the campus in order to minimize children intermingling with each other. Bus transportation to and from school will be provided. And based on updated CDC social distancing guidelines, our walking stones have been expanded. So as we get closer to the start of the school year, we're going to be updating this information so you will know if you live in a bus zone or if you live in a walker zone. That information has not been solidified as of yet, but it will be, and we'll continue to update you. So student assignment information will be sent to you electronically prior to meet the teacher. We ask that you do not request a specific assignment or teacher. The placement of students into classes is a complex and multi-layered process. But we will ask you to share information about your child prior to making any assignments. We use this information as part of our placement process. Meet the teacher will be on August 26th at 2 o'clock. It'll be a virtual meeting, and we'll be sending details on how to log in sometime over the summer. So far, that's a lot of information that I've shared, and I will make sure that this information gets to you in other formats as well. Remember, tonight's goal is high level, just basic general information for kindergarten. I want to talk a little bit about the safety measures that we've put in place. COVID has really changed the way schools across the nation operate, and I'm very proud of the efforts that we've made here in the City of Falls Church to really minimize its impact as much as we can. So we are planning to continue to practice our mitigation strategies that we're currently using, and those include social distancing. We are striving to remain socially distant up to 6 feet when it's possible, but will never be less than 3 feet. Students are wearing face coverings, staff are wearing face coverings. That is just, goes without saying that is something that we will continue to do for the time being. Our students have done a great job adapting to be able to wear their face coverings all day. It's really been amazing to watch. Hand washing is always recommended, and we practice a lot of hand washing. And then finally, what you can do as parents, you'll be getting information on how to do a daily health screening that you can do before sending your child to school. We have signs and messaging that support social distancing and hand washing and the wearing of face masks that have been placed strategically all around the building. Our school has a COVID response team that will coordinate any communication and work with the health department for contact tracing purposes. I'm happy to report that we have had children in the building since the summer, thanks to our daycare program, and we have had 0 cases of COVID transmission in our school. Very, very proud of that, and that is due to our very strong mitigation efforts. We have great big hand sanitizer stations that the school has purchased and placed strategically throughout the building, and we've prioritized individual bottles in rooms and areas that don't have sinks. But the best way to clean hands is still wash with soap and water. Our custodial crew and our facilities crew are cleaning each room deeply every night, and they're doing a terrific job making sure that our children have a safe place to learn every day. Throughout the day, our custodians are cleaning high-touch areas and bathrooms all throughout the day while children and staff are here. Our buildings in the City of Falls Church all meet or exceed ventilation and air circulation standards. We've increased airflow to all our sites above and beyond what code mandates. That said, at Mount Daniel, we have what's called an economizer for our outside air units. The systems will increase and decrease airflow based on the sensors in the rooms. This allows us to bring in as little as 15% outside air, which is our baseline minimum, or up to 100% outside air if the sensor requests it. So to address some of the things that you can practice with your child to make sure they're ready for kindergarten, sitting still and paying attention for a large or small group for a short period of time is very important for kindergarten. Being able to work independently for a short period of time on non-academic and academic activities, responding to adult direction and basic requests, making good choices. That's something your children are going to hear a lot next year. Our teachers and our staff are always saying, are we making good choices? Or reminding, remember, we're making good choices. Asking for help when they need it. It's always okay to ask for help. That's why we're here. Waiting appropriately, whether it's through a transition or unstructured activities or waiting for a turn, it's something that all of our children can practice now. Getting our children to follow routines. It's always good to have predictability in our school day, no matter what age we are. And completing tasks. And finally, demonstrating an understanding of the rules and expectations. Now, these are all things that we like children to work on, but we understand that children come to us with their own needs and their own background. Our job is to meet them where they are and to get them where they need to go. And we will work with anybody who walks through our doors. This year, again, COVID has forced us to rethink many of our practices, and the safety and well-being of our students and staff is of the utmost importance. Here's what we're asking you to do this summer with your children. Teach them to practice social distancing. 6 feet is how we greet is a great saying to help with understanding that. Now, of course, the CDC has given updated information that recommends 3 feet of social distancing, but we are still going to strive to maintain 6 feet when possible. When their students are washing their hands, have them sing the alphabet or count to 26 or do something that will give them a goal so that they're washing their hands for approximately 20 seconds. Getting them used to wearing a face covering now and seeing adults in face coverings is important. Although as I walk around the community, I see more and more children. It goes without saying now, everybody's wearing face coverings and face masks. But if you're not doing that yet, it would be helpful to get your child used to that. Finally, talk to them about how exciting it's going to be to come to school. We're super excited to meet them and to start next school year. So we want them to be just as excited to come see us. We also understand that interaction with age-level peers is an important part of a child's development. And we understand that and we'll work to create safe ways for our children to have those interactions with each other. We're going to lay a strong foundation for long-term academic and social development, and that is what our team does best. I want to thank everyone who submitted questions through our kindergarten information form, and we're going to continue to monitor that form and use it as we prepare additional information for you. As the spring and summer progresses and we gain more clarity on our plan for next year, we will keep you updated. Additionally, I ask you to be on the lookout for some virtual tours and staff introductions that you can share with your children as they prepare to start kindergarten. If you have any questions regarding the registration process, please contact Nora Pishner here at Mount Daniel. We've prepared a brief, a day in the life of a kindergarten student for you to watch, but I ask that you keep in mind that this video was prepared pre-COVID. So you're not going to see social distancing, you're not going to see the face coverings, but like I stated earlier, our staff and students have adapted to our current situation, but the love of learning and being together remains the same. Mr. D, please roll the video.
You're probably the parent of a rising kindergartner, or you are the kindergartner. We want to welcome you to Mount Daniel and give you a sneak peek at what it is going to be like being a kindergartner here. Each morning, students arrive at Mount Daniel and are greeted by the friendly administrative staff as they make their way to their designated classrooms.
So every day the children are dropped off at the front doors, and Mr. Ferrara and I are there to greet them along with several other teachers and paraprofessionals. We want to greet them with a smile on our faces to let them know that we're happy to see them each day.
They are greeted by their teacher and get ready for the day by putting their belongings away and making their lunch choices before their morning meeting. Morning meetings help kick off the day here at Mount Daniel. Students participate in small activities that help them learn day-to-day knowledge, such as the date, the weather outside, and basic math skills. Guided reading is a time where a small group of peers at the same reading level meet with the teacher or at separate stations around the room to practice different literacy skills.
Guided reading is a great time of day for our students. Children work individually or sometimes in small groups with classroom teachers, and during this time they're given exactly what he or she needs to make sure that they're making progress toward their daily reading.
We encourage parents to continue education with their children at home with simple activities such as reading with them daily. Children are taught basic math skills for real application. Everything from number recognition, counting with fundamental addition and subtraction, telling time, recognizing and counting coins, and reading a thermometer. Students attend daily specials here at Mount Daniel. Some of the classes include art, music, library, and PE and STEAM.
Our children have great opportunities every day to attend different specials, whether it's art, music, PE, Spanish, STEAM, outdoor classroom. All of these different opportunities give our kids the chance to experience something new throughout the day. It also gives our kids a chance to play and learn with each other in different settings and helps them form stronger relationships with their classmates.
Lunch and recess occur back to back. Students have the option of bringing lunch from home or purchasing a milk or meal through the school. Students purchasing a milk or lunch will then have a number that they punch in which is affiliated with their online account. Parents can manage their child's account remotely online. Students also have a 20-minute recess after lunch, but teachers are also encouraged to take students outside, whether it be for a lesson or the teacher feels that children need to expend some energy. Following lunch and recess is rest time. This is a time where the teachers will turn off the lights, possibly play quiet music, or read a story allowing for students to decompress and relax their minds on their rest towels. Students can take a nap or read a book during this period to help them to unwind and get ready for their afternoon activities. Mount Daniel is a PYP school, meaning a primary years program school. Through the PYP program, students are prepared to become active, caring, lifelong learners who demonstrate respect for themselves and others and have the capacity to participate in the world around them. It focuses on the development of the whole child as an inquirer, both within and beyond the classroom.
Students are naturally curious at this young of an age, so the inquiry of PYP really helps them ask those questions and drive the instruction, and that will really help them as they move through the MYP and DP programs in the future.
Areas around the room where children are encouraged to play. Centers might be arts and crafts, reading, building with Legos, or a computer center. Students get to choose what center they want to go to. Most teachers have a chart with a set number of spaces per center to try and guide the children in their play-based learning. Students are encouraged to try different centers. Research has shown that play-based learning is the way children this age learn best.
Centers and play-based learning give our children the opportunities to select activities that he or she might be interested in. It also gives the teachers and paraprofessionals an opportunity to observe and watch our children in more of a natural setting to help them with their social and emotional growth as well.
Dismissal is a well-oiled machine here at Mount Daniel. The daycare students are dismissed first and report to the cafeteria. Shortly after that, bus dismissal occurs by color, where teachers assist students on getting out the door and to the correct bus. If students are getting picked up, we ask that parents come into the school and sign their child out and then wait. We dismiss all those students last. Here at Mount Daniel, we are focused on the building of the foundation for learners and their futures. We want our students to be lifelong learners as they begin their journey into the world of high education.
Mount Daniel is such a special place, and we really love having all of our children show up every single day ready to learn. We're excited for the start of every school year so that we get to build our relationships with our new children and families, and are excited to get started for next school year.
If you have any further questions, please feel free to visit our website at fccps.org/md. We look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you for playing that video, Mr. D. So one of the things I just want to remind folks of is, again, that video was created pre-COVID. So some things have changed, and we'll be sharing all of those details with you the closer we get to the start of next school year. So as in the video, we stated that Mount Daniel is part of the IB and a primary years program. So International Baccalaureate Primary Years Program, or commonly referred to as IB, PYP, is a framework for the way we work with children. And we're very fortunate to have a PYP coordinator. And here to share more information with you is Mrs. Cheka.
Well, good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Carrie Cheka, and I'm the International Baccalaureate Primary Years Program Coordinator, it's a mouthful, here at Mount Daniel and Thomas Jefferson Elementary. And I'm excited to be here tonight to provide you with an overview of our IB program. So, Mount Daniel is an authorized IB World School offering the PYP to all of its students. So here's a little fun fact for you. So imagine all of the elementary schools in the entire state of Virginia. There's a lot of them. And only 13 of those schools offer the PYP program. And we have 2 of them right here in our little city. So I think that's a really great accomplishment for us as a division. The IB program is one of the many things that makes FCCPS so special because it offers the full continuum of IB programs, beginning with the primary years program at our elementary level, which then leads into the middle years program or MYP in grades 6 through 10, and finally onto the diploma program or DP in grades 11 through 12. So I think it's really exciting that your child's IB journey is about to begin. So as you heard a little bit in the video, the PYP focuses on the whole child. We make sure that we emphasize the social emotional well-being of each child as well as their academic needs. Within the PYP framework, students in kindergarten will engage with concepts through 5 to 6 units of inquiry. And because it's a transdisciplinary framework, it really allows for students to make connections between, within, and beyond the different subject areas. So what does that look like in a kindergarten classroom? So just like in the video, you'll see students who are engaged in inquiry and collaboration. You'll see students who are thinking critically and creatively and asking questions, students who are developing conceptual understanding and building those important essential skills. You'll see students who are caring and reflective, students who take action in response to their learning, students who are taking risk with their learning, and most importantly, you will see students who are developing a love of learning. There are so many wonderful things about the PYP, but tonight I just wanted to give you a big picture view. So should you have any questions at all about the program, please feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to answer them for you. So with that, I'd like to hand it back over to Mr. Kasich so he can introduce you to our amazing kindergarten team.
Thank you, Mrs. Cheka. We appreciate that overview. Now, the moment that you've been waiting for. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Hoff, our amazing kindergarten team leader and an outstanding teacher, who will talk a little bit about herself and then proceed to introduce the amazing kindergarten team. Mrs. Hoff.
Thank you, Mr. Kasich. Hi, everyone. And thanks again for coming out on this beautiful spring evening to join us. My name is Nan Hoff, and I've been a kindergarten teacher in K-3 at Mount Daniel for 26 years now. I guess you can say I kind of like this place. I'm also happy and humbled to be able to say that I am the team leader of the amazing group of educators that you will be meeting next. And although they are not here with us this evening, our team also consists of 7 incredibly dedicated and hardworking paraeducators who are vital to the success of our kindergarten program. They go above and beyond for us and our students every single day. Due to the circumstances brought about by the pandemic, we understand that your child's pre-kindergarten experience during this time may not have been all that you expected or wanted for them. Because of that, you may be concerned about your child's readiness for kindergarten. The message we would like for you to leave here with tonight is that we are prepared. One thing we have learned this year is just how resilient, brave, and flexible 5- and 6-year-olds can be. Despite this, we also understand that recent events have presented unique challenges to every child. And as Mr. Kasich said, we are committed to meet each of them wherever they are, academically, as well as socially and emotionally. Starting kindergarten is a special milestone for a child, and we know it's also special for you as parents. In years past, we've been able to feel the excitement of this evening in the room. We too are ready and excited for the adventure ahead and can't wait to welcome you and your child at the end of summer. And now I'm so happy to welcome the rest of the kindergarten teachers who will tell you a little bit about themselves and why they love teaching kindergarten. Next up is Karen Bevan.
Thanks, Nan. Hi, I'm Karen Bevan, and I'm the kindergarten teacher in K-8. And I've been lucky enough to be teaching at Mount Daniel for 18 years now. The first 10 years in preschool in our family literacy program, and now I'm lucky enough to work with this wonderful team for the last 8 years in kindergarten. So I love kindergarten because our little friends come to school with such an energy and a natural curiosity that is contagious. And because of their desire to learn, and there are many, many questions, sometimes I learn as much from them as they learn from me. But kindergarten is great because we have the opportunity for a lot of hands-on learning, play, and the chance to exercise our creativity, all to build the foundational skills that are so important for the rest of their education. So have a wonderful spring and summer, and I look forward to spending next year with some of you in K-8. And now we'll hear from Mrs. McNamara.
Hi there, my name is Laura McNamara and I am the teacher in K-5. I've been at Mount Daniel for 10 years now. One of the things that I love most about kindergarten is that I feel that we as adults sometimes underestimate the ability of young children to learn about really big concepts. And I love teaching those big concepts about equity and social justice and how we all have a role to play, and seeing how easily our students grasp those ideas, sometimes better than adults I know. It gives me a lot of hope. And that is one of the many reasons that I love kindergarten so much. Thanks so much for your time. And I am pleased to introduce Mr. Sikora.
Hi friends, good evening. I am Dave Sikora and I am the proud teacher in K2. Next year, when your children are in kindergarten, will be my 15th year at Mount Daniel, which is amazing how fast it's gone. And also it's just been the best 15 years I could possibly imagine, working with all of your children that you send, as well as the amazing colleagues on the kindergarten team. The real thing that I love about kindergarten is that I love seeing and helping the kids naturally build upon their creativity and curiosity. It's always astonishing to see all of the amazing things that the kids are interested when they come into kindergarten, as well as all of the things they discover they're interested in once they've entered kindergarten. They really love learning new things, and it's really energizing each and every day. It's amazing how many times each individual student that we have tells us, today's the best day ever because I did this. And the next day they say this exact same thing as they leave. And that's pretty awesome to be a part of. So thanks very much for your time. And I'd like to hand this off to Miss Harper.
Hi everyone, I'm Jackie Harper and I'm the teacher in K1. This is my 16th year at Mount Daniel. And I love teaching kindergarten because I can instill in early enthusiasm and love for learning with your child, and it sticks with them for the rest of their life. I love that we are those teachers responsible for kind of setting that foundation that sticks with them. Kindergartners are so motivated to learn, and I love helping them experience their firsts and make connections and new discoveries throughout the year. So we're looking forward to welcoming you to the Mount Daniel community and working with you and having your child experience all the wonderful things that kindergarten has to offer. Next up is Mrs. Heater.
Hi, thank you so much. My name is Katie Heater. I'm a kindergarten teacher in K7. This is my 8th year at Mount Daniel. I love teaching kindergarten. I haven't taught any other grade, but I can't imagine going to another grade. I love kindergartners. They arrive each day and each day is different. They come in with so much excitement and they want to tell you everything. They want to tell you that they lost a tooth. They want to tell you what they have for breakfast, and it just continues on. And it doesn't matter what you're doing that day. If they're the weather helper, it's the best day, like Mr. Sikora said. If they get to hold the door for a friend, oh my goodness, it's the best day. If they get to watch you sharpen their pencil in the pencil sharpener, wow, you're famous. I just love how excited they are, and it makes you feel really special to be a part of their learning journey. I'm really excited to meet some of you in the fall. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a really safe summer. I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Wingfield. Hi, everyone. My name is Haley Wingfield. I've been teaching kindergarten at Mount Daniel for 8 years. And the thing that I love the most about teaching kindergarten is just the all over growth that we see over the course of just a year. It truly is amazing, and it's unlike any other grade. I love being a part of that journey for your children. I love kind of being that first stepping stone in their educational journey. It's just a really special time where we can instill love for learning and kind of help them navigate the first year of that fantastic journey. So I'm the last one to meet this evening for the kindergarten team. So on behalf of all of us, we are so excited to meet you in the coming months. We hope you have a great summer, and thanks for being here with us tonight.
Thank you, kindergarten team. It's very nice to hear from all of you. So as you can hear out there in TV land, we've got a fantastic team of educators here who bring a lot of experience, and we're so excited. And again, I hope that their excitement comes through, because as somebody stated, usually when we're in the gym, we can sense the excitement that's out there, and we miss that. So we want to get back to it. Moving on, there's a few other folks that I want to introduce and take a little time to talk about what they do for us. Occasionally we have students who sometimes might need a little bit extra support. And so we have really outstanding teachers who are here to provide that support for our students. And I wanted to take a moment to introduce one of our very talented special education teachers, so she can give you a very brief look at our special education program. Lisa Murphy, one of our special education teachers. Lisa.
Hi, my name is Lisa Murphy, and I am a special education teacher. I've been at Mount Daniel the past 2 years and have been very fortunate to work with the kindergarten students both those years. And we have a robust special education program at Mount Daniel where we provide a continuum of services to students. We have an amazing team of therapists and special education teachers like myself and paraprofessionals who support our students with IEPs. And I have been very lucky to work with many of the amazing teachers who just introduce themselves to you and cannot say enough about the really positive and inclusive environments that they create for all students. It's really a beautiful thing to see and be a part of, and one of the things that I think makes Mount Daniel so special. And yeah, I think I am introducing next Katie Clinton, who is the director of daycare.
Thank you, Lisa. Yes, my name is Katie Clinton, and I am the director of the extended daycare program. I have been a part of this program for 28 years, but I have to say, greeting new kindergartners every year is just the highlight of the new school year. They're so sweet. At Mount Daniel, we have a before school program that begins at 7 a.m. and it goes until school starts. and then an after-school program that begins at school dismissal and ends at 6:30 p.m. For kindergartners, in the morning, we make sure they get to school. We escort them to their class for maybe the first week, and same goes with after school, we'll pick them up. But by the end of the week, they're giving us the hand. We've got this. We don't need your help anymore. They're really cute. But we do make sure that they're ready for that. Once your child is registered and attending, we also have full days of care for teacher work days, winter and spring break, and even certain holidays. Here's the big news. Registration for new families will begin May 3rd at 9 a.m. Due to social distancing requirements, our enrollment will be limited, and if that should change along the way, we will start to incorporate as many kids as we possibly can. This will be the first time I ever recommend that families have a backup plan, however, because we just don't know if we'll be able to take every child that needs our program. I want to encourage you to go to our website. It has a lot of great information. It's also part of the fccps.org website /daycare. But I know a lot of you will have questions specific to your family, so please go to the contact us part. I have an email and a phone number and ready to answer your questions. Looking forward to meeting a lot of you in the fall. Have a great summer. Thanks. And next up is Jen Beck.
Hey everyone, my name is Jen Beck. I'm the PTA president this year for Mount Daniel School, and Jesse Thackeray and Thomas Jefferson Elementary. Our PTA covers all three of the schools. I'm going to pass it off to Dave DeCoste, who will be your PTA president next year. But I thought I would just say this, that the first time I walked into Mount Daniel for Meet the Teacher, it was like a rainbow exploded in the classroom. And I just thought, this is magical. And I have been so pleased with the schools ever since. We've had great teachers throughout. Fantastic staff who, like, my kids think are rock stars. Anytime they see them, they shout names. And I just think, wow, these teachers really are celebrities in my household. So we love Mount Daniel, and you don't need to hear any more from me, but welcome. We're excited to have you and hope you'll join us in the PTA. And I will turn the time over to David DeCoste.
Thanks, Jen. I am David DeCoste, and I'm the current president-elect, which means I will be the president next year, as Jen mentioned. The mission for the PTA, of course, is equity for all students, and we advocate for children, but we want to make things easy for parents and fun for kids. So there's three things that I want you to leave with today that meets those goals. Sprout school supplies are something that makes it easy for parents. So I encourage you to order the Sprout school supplies. It will save you the hassle of going to Target or ordering from Amazon. You just place the order by July 13th, and your kit with everything that the kindergarten teachers have agreed on that the students would need will be delivered to the classroom. So it's super easy for you. The fun part is play dates. So we're looking to have a play date on Friday, August 27th from 10 to noon at Cherry Hill Park. We may have some additional play dates during the summer. That'll just be more impromptu. If you can make it, that's great, but it's less structured than the one that we're targeting for August 27th. And the third thing is joining our PTA, as Jen mentioned. If you do that, you will have access to our A to Z Connect student directory, which is also extremely helpful, especially for kindergarten families, for arranging play dates with classmates, because everyone is listed in that directory, and it's easy to contact families that you meet through your child's classroom. So that's my plug for the PTA. And I think you'll get that information also in a flyer from Nora as well. And I will turn it over to Karen Schools.
Hi, I am Karen Schools, the school health aide at Mount Daniel Elementary School. This is my 10th year here at Mount Daniel as a school health aide. And before that, I was a Mount Daniel parent. I have 3 kids, one in college, 2 seniors at George Mason, and they actually had Mrs. Hoff and Mrs. Harper as teachers back in the day. The public health nurse that supports all 4 schools in the Falls Church City school system is named Laura Giles. She's not with us today. So the health room, as I frequently tell kids that are kind of worried about it, is not a doctor's office. I am providing basic care like soap and water for cuts, ice packs, Band-Aids. I check temperatures. This year, if there's someone that's really feeling sick with a fever, maybe someone that throws up, they are separated from other students that might just have, as I said, a knee injury. This last couple of weeks, I've seen lots of knee injuries and a couple of minor head bumps. So in terms of, I don't have stock medications in the health room. If you, your student needs medication, that needs to be provided by the parent with an authorization form. You can find those if you Google FCCPS medical forms. I can also administer emergency medications like inhalers and EpiPens. We do have a lot of those at Mount Daniel with an authorization form that would need to be signed by a physician. If you have a child with a chronic health condition, the public health nurse will work with you to set up what's called an individual health care plan. So when do you not send your student to school? Obviously, if they have a fever over 100, if there's undiagnosed rash or pink eye, vomiting or diarrhea. And I think we know that that list has included a little bit this year to include things like coughs and runny noses and congestion and muscle aches that can't be attributed to another condition. Let's see. So another important thing is to make sure that you let us know your contact information, your home, your work number, keep that up to date, and your emergency contacts. My very first visit to Mount Daniel was 16 years ago, and I got a dreaded emergency contact phone call from about my niece. Somehow my sister and my brother-in-law did not have their phones on, and I had to pick up my niece, who was not happy because it was Danny's birthday party day and she didn't feel like she needed to leave even though she was throwing up, but she did. So anyway, I will now turn it over to the very important Miss Nora Pishner, who has lots of good information for you.
Thank you, Ms. Schools. Good evening, everybody. I, too, am a former FCCPS parent. I have 2 kids in college now, and I gotta say, Mount Daniel is definitely a very, very special place, so I know how important this moment is for everybody. So as most of you know, kindergarten registration is now open. It's opened up yesterday. And if you are new to the Falls Church City Public Schools, you may also register your older students at this time, and that will be just fine. Sometime in July, you'll receive an email from me to complete your registration, and there you'll have the opportunity to upload all your important required documents, such as your medical records, your deeds or lease, and utility bills. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you as you navigate your way through this very exciting year for your child. And I look forward to working with all of you in the near future. So thank you so much for coming tonight. And now back to Mr. Kasich.
Thank you, Mrs. Pishner. Much appreciated. I want to go back and thank Ms. Murphy for giving a nice overview of the special education and for really talking about how wonderful that staff is at meeting the needs of all of our kiddos. Thank you, Mrs. Clinton, for being here tonight to talk about the extended daycare program. As a parent, I've used the extended daycare program and both of my kiddos have had a lot of fun with it. So if that's an option for you and you can make it work, I would recommend it. Thank you, Mrs. Beck and Mr. DeCoste, for all you do to support not only Mount Daniel, but Jesse Thackeray and Thomas Jefferson as well. Your support this year has really come through. And we appreciate everything that you do and are planning for us as we move forward. Thank you, Mrs. Schools, for taking care of all those skin knees and bumped heads and medications that we distribute. It's very comforting knowing that you're in there to take care of our little people when they need a little bit of extra love and care. And then thank you, Mrs. Pishner, for really, just being, the face of Mount Daniel and doing so much for that you do and being able to answer all those, questions and emails and phone calls, especially now that the registration process has opened. So in wrapping up, I'd like to begin by saying another thank you to all of you, all the parents who are out there tonight, for making the time to be here. We know that this format is not the greatest, and we are looking forward to being back in person. But we are excited to meet your kiddos in the fall, and we are, certainly available to answer questions as they come up. Thank you, teachers and staff, all of you, for taking the time tonight to be here and to introduce yourselves. I think your excitement, came through in the virtual format. So great job. So thank you. And finally, I'd like to thank Scott Doherty, our technology specialist, and Stephen Knight, our director of educational technology here in the City of Falls Church, for helping with tonight's production and live streamed events. It's amazing what we can do with technology, even in the age of a global pandemic. We are still finding ways to connect. So I'd like to just close by saying, take good care. We look forward to seeing you all soon. And we're just super excited to get to next school year. Have a great evening, everyone.